Oh no, pal of mine. Don't be surprised if you hear more than a few unkind words about yours truly around town. An overseer's got to enforce his share of unpopular guild decisions, you know. So where's the tenebrium? I hope you didn't get cold feet. We're talking big bucks here. Apart from Gungir's stature and incurable case of the uglies, he's not so different from a parakeet. Got a brain the size of a pea, and a fervent passion for all things bright and shiny. The nutty oaf sits on a river of silver beneath these mines, but leases it to the mining company for a fraction of its worth in gold. He'd rather put those hefty minions of his on toll duty than mine these hills himself for 5 times the reward. I can't be certain myself where his cave is located, but at least one of those oaf lackeys of his must know where to look. They've got to do something with all the gold they've gathered in the course of guarding those damn bridges, haven't they?
Bye. Wanna have a good time?
You believe in the gods, baby.
I'm no man to refuse a source hunter. That circus rolled into town shortly after the tenebrium was discovered. Some freak woman with a freak gemstone managed to cure rot by some strange magic and convinced most of the locals that she were the conduit of the goddess or some such tripe. A strange sort of substance, discovered here around 2 years ago, and folks have been clamouring to get their paws on the rancid stuff ever since. To the right buyer, it's worth more than diamonds. Rot! You're a curious sort of fella, aren't you? Ask around. Half the men here have a brother who died from it. The other half were cured by that cult. Lardon's actually invited those bug-eyed creeps here himself. The miners were dropping like flies, and goblins had more of a natural tolerance for the work. Little did we know they'd overrun the place in a matter of months.
Welcome to the Immaculate Fold.
Tell me, sweetie, do you have someone?
Do you believe in love at first sight? Or do I need to walk by again?
Wanna have a good time?
Me? I'm Ramon! I may not be a genie, but rub me right and I'll make your dreams come true. Even true love has a price, angel face. Luckily for you, that price is but 250 golden coins. Fine. Break my heart. No questions, please. Ramon does not ponder. He does not wonder. He only loves.
Amazing. Orkan can remain in heat all year, it seems.
Catching their daughter's eye, Ulgraf flexes his muscles like a peacock, showing its plumage, confirming her observation.
Goddess greetings, friend. Her greatness gave us fire, her greatness gave us earth, and my savvy brings you spells at the best rate in town. Come, give me your best offer.
What's your poison, sugar?
A straight shot of rye, please.
Coming right up.
Where the wind blows, the goddess breathes. Where the rivers run, the goddess weeps. How can I connect you to our eternal goddess, my friend? face is giving me shivers. What you say we take a load off together? I do suppose I could find some way to entertain you. No, sugar, that's a story for another day, ain't it? Speaking of, yours and mine has hardly begun. What say we get better acquainted upstairs? I've got all kinds of, details to share with you. Indeed I do. And I'm just itching to take you places you've only ever dreamed of, darling. What's a lousy 250 gold between an adventurer like you and a fine piece of tale like the one I've got in store for you? No, come now, honey. I promise to take you for a spin so wild you'll be begging for more. And more's my guarantee.
The gods, baby, because you're the answer to all my prayers.
That's a tasty beverage.
Waitress, service please.
Watch where you're going. These beauties will pierce you to the bone. So, do you fancy a trade then? Come.
Won't be a moment.
I'm on
Of
it.
a new order, Paul.
There we are.
Here you go.
And here's a shiny coin.
Enjoy.
Keep the change. Delicious.
Waitress, service, please. What do you have, dear?
I'll have a glass of wine, please.
Coming right up.
Quite a fine skeleton beneath that hide of yours, isn't there? Yes, a lovely, sturdy thing. I bet it'll last 100 generations, if treated properly.
There we are. Enjoying your stay in Silver Glen, I trust?
Here you go.
Here's a shiny coin.
Enjoy.
Keep the change.
I'd like to order a drink, please.
Oh, dear, dear, dear. You'll hardly impress the conduit with such a clouded look about your eyes. But not to fear, not to fear. I've just the potion for that.
You dare disturb my rumination? It must be that you can hardly wait to purchase an ingredient or two for a very urgent recipe. I'll forgive this imposition if you'll make me a generous offer.
Here we are.
Here you go.
And here's a shiny coin.
Enjoy.
Keep the change.
Ah, thank... Oh. You haven't any ale, have ya? Well, never mind for now. What sort of magical relics can I offer ya? Blessed by the goddess they are, each and all.
What'll you have, dear?
I'll have a glass of wine, please.
Won't be a moment.
Oh, you startled me. Let me compose myself.
Hello, stranger. How can I help you?
Me? Oh, I'm just the waitress around here, as you can see. My husband, Blosius, is a legionnaire currently stationed in Sicil, but I haven't heard from him in far too long. He's Will? But that means he's... Oh, no. Oh, not my cutie, broody buttercup.
I've a new order, Paul. Please leave me.
God, the fuse is getting shorter. Stop it! Freeze it!
Stop talking, naughty princess! Leave fuse alone or boom you there! Back off! Bicky boom! One more step and Bicky boom!
No, don't go! Please help me. That thing is keeping me trapped here. It's crazy. It'll kill me.
Come on, are you afraid of that pathetic little thing? Show us what you've got! I didn't think you'd be so easily fazed. Get it together.
No, we'll do as I say, and there's an end to it.
Princess, keep her trap shut or Bicky boom! No fuck!
True. Be my guest, buddy. What damage can a little squirt like you do? afraid of that pathetic little thing? I didn't think you'd be so easily fazed. Get it together.
Very well, have it your way.
Come on, are you afraid of that pathetic... I didn't think you'd be so easily fazed. Get it together.
Very well, have it your way.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. You saved my life. It was that cur of a Frederick that did this to me. He locked me in here with that ridiculous creature. Dear me, I need to get out of this room. Yes, I'll go downstairs to catch a breath of fresh air, but do come and talk to me again if you want to hear more about what transpired here. My thanks once more, sweet hero.
piece of trash!
My hero! My heart is still racing. That little monster's face haunts me every time I so much as blink. Bonnie's my name, and I am, or rather I was, a lover for hire. Folks would come to me when they were in need of some company, conversation, and more intimate desires. But this fiasco has put an end to it. I'll never set another foot into a client's room, not on my life. Yes? Search me. He's a regular of mine, with rather eccentric tastes, I might add. He always wants me to wear a grey wig, for example, and walk with a cane. But I digress. Anyway, he recently spent the night again, and I couldn't sleep because of his muttering. He talked something awful all through the night. In the morning, I told him he had gone on and on about some Meridino character and a supposedly secret treasure lair somewhere in the woods. Next thing I knew, he flew into a rage. Said the treasure was his and his alone, and that I was nothing but a meddling care. I was just about to let him know I won't stand for such language when he pulled that monster of a bicky out of his satchel and told the little gnome to guard the princess and to go boom if I tried to escape. I spent hours of horrid fear up in that room until you saved me. Nothing much, I'm afraid, but go ahead. I'll answer what I can. I used to, you know. Merchants came and went. They paid well and gave me gifts. Fewer and fewer of them travel here now because of the undead around Siseel and the goblins holed up in the mines. Times are hard for a working girl, to tell you the truth. But where would I go? There's danger to be found everywhere these days. These bedeviled days. I haven't been immaculate for a long time now, darling. And if I see what passes for immaculate here in town, I don't want to join the club anew either. Give me fun, not fanaticism. Give me zeal, not zealotry. These people, I honestly don't know what has gotten into them.
Games, Granny. You've always been Silver Gwen's finest distraction.
Hello and welcome to our shop. I am the son of the proprietor, Nadia. Please let us know how we can help you. You've probably noticed that my mother Nadia and I aren't from around here. No. We traveled rather far from our hometown to plant new roots here in Silver Glen. My father, Ben, his death was somewhat mysterious, and we've traced the puzzle back to this little settlement. My mother will have plenty to say on that subject, if you're interested. Ma's a bit intense, to be sure. Set in her ways, but fiercely loyal to the family. Help her out and you've got a friend for life. Cross her, and you'll be better off skipping town. Not that that'll stop her from cursing your line for the next 1,000 cycles of Bendis. My father was a good man, equal in character to his wife. His death nearly destroyed us, Ma and me. But now we're here, and we won't leave until we've held the proper parties accountable for their role in his death.
Farma Malbenita, a source hunter in Silver Glen. I have traveled mile on top of mile to find help, and now help has, how you say, appeared from skinny vapors. My story? Well, this is no small tale. I think perhaps you will be more interested in the, how you say it, the short end of stick. I believe Lawrence, the leader of Mining Guild, tell my husband and many of other workers to mine deadly ore called tenebrium. Lawrence knew that this ore caused rot. Charming name, no? Yet ordered miners to continue. Many men, my Ben among them, become the sickness. And now they, how you say, kick down the bucket. But the sickness, it is not normal. It kills swift and terrible, not unlike Source. My son Sebi and I travel from our home to find truth. But this has proven not so easy. My sweet little Pomargo Visago, my darling Ben. We got along like, how you say, peas and ferrets. But here there is work, very well paid, in mines, clearing special rock from silver mine. So he leaves Sebi and I to come to Silver Glen. We wait with hearts like stones for some months. And one day, we see familiar figure moving with strange steps on path toward cottage. We run to meet him and take him into our arms, but he collapsed at our touch. We help him inside and set him to rest. But he was in terrible condition. Each hour he grow worse, rot so fast we hardly recognize him after 2 short days. He slip away from us, and we bury him with much grief. When his father die, Sebi become restless. Being of the age, he join army and go straight to front line. Though I was nearly old woman, I join army as healer to be near and look after my boy. There we saw special legionnaire using strange weapon. And this legionnaire soon come to my tent with the same disease that killed Ben. I discovered the tenebrium ore in this weapon. It was the ore that killed them both. I come to Silver Glen to discover truth. And here I find Lawrence, that arrogant man, conducts his business without apologize to any. Exactly this. Please, Source Hunter, you must help me prove that Lawrence made his workers to mine deadly tenebrium. For your help, I offer blessing from my homeland. Se vi mal successos, mi plantos serit sarbo cae tormenti via nepo sub giai branco. Translation is difficult, but it means something like, if you fail, I will plant cherry tree and haunt your grandbaby beneath branches. Good luck. I will do my best to give answer, Source Hunter. I have not found scrap of civilization among these apes. Sebi longs for heaping plate of my famous sire mule, but the local fairs support no fine food, unless squirrel meat inspire you. As for neighbors, well, those cultists would rather sacrifice supper to goddess than eat it. May Zalmoxis strike him down, the murderer! I have one goal in Silver Glen, to make him share in the suffering he caused. I am certain he has gained from making those miners take the tenebrium. Now I have only to prove it. Ha! I have no interest in those emasculates and their goddess. As Zalmoxis say in Book of Holy, I am jealous God. Why can I not read your mail if you have nothing to hide? Who is Aunt Sherry exactly? Aren't I enough for you? Nothing natural could cause such terrible disease at mere touch. If you ask me, I say dark magic, maybe even source at its root. That foul thing! A terrible disease. It transforms flesh of living into flesh of corpse, while infected person still lives. Arms grow black and heavy, legs grow black and heavy, hair rots from scalp. Cielo helpo min! Oh, what memories I have. Dua salutoin, Hunter. What can I do for you?
Woolgraf contemplates what it must have been like to see a horrid plague ravish Berdotter's homeland. He puts his hand on her shoulder consolingly.
Mangled bodies of the rot that plagued it. Miracles we deem them no longer, no. Infinitely greater we now know them to be.
Blood for
They
thee,
are
O
the
Holy
blessings
One.
of the
Blessed
goddess
be the
wrought in
goddess
action.
and blessed be the conduit.
Diligently will I read the words of the goddess.
The goddess is the word. Through the conduit she speaks, and through me her wisdom is repeated. How may I enlighten you?
Enlightened?
Immaculate I want to be. The blood of the lost will flow.
Then it shall be my pleasure to answer them. Do you hold it to be true, O Seeker, that you are ready to be tested? A most sacred trio of queries shall I put before thee, but even if thou falterest but a single time, unworthy will thou be deemed of the goddess's love. Blessed be your willing spirit. We commence. Premise the first. In honor of the goddess, that which was stellar must become sanguine, correct?
Immaculate I want to be. The blood of the lost will flow.
Blessed be the goddess.
Agreed. That is correct.
Premise the second. The blood of the greater should be used in service of the lesser, so that balance may be achieved. correct?
Agreed. That is correct.
Premise the third. Only those who have partaken in the spilling of blood and thereby created the stone that lives, the stone soaked with blood, may be called an immaculate. Correct?
The blood of the lost will flow.
Give me the strength, diligently will I read the words of the goddess.
Give me the strength, O goddess, to become enlightened.
Let me spill blood for thee, O Holy One!
Immaculate I want to be.
That premise is correct, actually.
To be, the blood of the lost will flow. Immaculate I want to be. The blood
All right,
of the lost.
we'll do it your way.
Your knowledge has been weighed, and you have been found wanting. Begone, aspirant, and do not return until true wisdom has dawned upon the dark provinces of thy heart. Do you hold it to be true? Blessed be your will. Premise the first.
In fact, that premise is incorrect. You can't be pretty and right, you know. Leave this to me.
Immaculate I want to be. The blood of the lost will flow.
Give me the strength, oh goddess, to become enlightened.
Diligently will I read the words of the goddess.
Very well.
Premise the second. The blood.
In fact, that premise is incorrect. You can't be pretty and right, you know. Leave this to me.
Let me spill blood for thee,
Immaculate
O
I want to
Holy
be.
One.
The blood of the lost will flow.
Very well.
Premise the third.
Yes, that is incorrect.
Your knowledge has been weighed, and you have been found wanting. Begone, aspirant, and do you hold it to be true? Blessed be your premise the third.
Agreed. That is correct.
Premise the second. The blood of...
In fact, that premise is incorrect. You can't be pretty and right, you know. Leave this to me.
Let me
Diligently will I read the words of the goddess.
Very well.
Premise the third.
Yes, that is
Your knowledge has been weighed, and you have been... Do you hold it to be... Blessed be your willings. Premise the first. In honor of the goddess, that which was stellar must become sanguine. Correct?
Yes, that is incorrect.
Premise the...
Agreed.
Premise the third.
That premise is correct, actually.
Let me spill blood for thee, O Holy One!
Come on now. You're smart enough to know I'm right.
Give me the strength, oh goddess, to become enlightened.
Diligently will I read the words of the goddess.
Very well.
Your knowledge has been weighed, and you have been found wanting. Begone!
Give me the strength, oh goddess, to become enlightened.
The goddess is the word. Through the conduit she speaks, and then it shall be my pleasure to answer. Do you hold it to be true, O seeker, that you are ready to be tested? A most sacred trio of queries shall I put before thee. But even if thou falterest but a single time, unworthy will thou be deemed of the goddess's love.
Blessed be the goddess, and blessed be the conduit.
Let me spill blood for thee, O Holy One.
Immaculate I want to be. The blood of the lost will flow.
Blessed be premise the first.
Agreed.
Premise the second.
That premise is correct, actually.
Immaculate.
Come on now. You're smart enough to know I'm right.
Blessed be the goddess, and blessed be the conduit.
Let me spill blood for
Blessed
thee, O
be the
Holy
goddess,
One.
and blessed be the conduit.
Very well.
Premise the third.
Yes, that is it.
Your knowledge has been weighed, and do you hold blessed be premise the
Agreed.
premise the
That premise is correct, actually. Come on now. You're smart enough to know I'm right.
Let me spill blood for thee, O Holy One!
Let me spill blood for thee, O Holy One.
Immaculate I want to be. The blood of the lost will flow.
No, we'll do as I say and then...
Premise the third.
Agreed.
Most gratifying. Oh, yes, most exemplary indeed. You have understood the words of the goddess, and I deem you worthy of her true test, of the true trial that shall make you an immaculate.
Immaculate.
The goddess is the light and life of all. Corrupt is the world that generations of men and beasts have left behind, but immaculate it may be once more, cleansed in the blood of the unworthy. The few, the proud, the enlightened, theirs will be her kingdom. When red has run until no red is left, a paradise we will have shapen, and the goddess will dwell among us.
Give me the strength, O goddess, to become
To
enlightened.
become an immaculate, you must experience both the goddess's bane and her boon. Leave Silver Glen and take the western path. Follow it to where the winds howl and a great skull looms within the rocks. There you will find it, the hollow and the true trial within. Immaculate guards bar the way. But tell them you have my blessing and they shall let you pass. But take utmost care. The road is beset with horrors, and your mettle will be truly tested before you've even set foot within the goddess's trial. It would behoove you to train in advance of setting upon that treacherous path. Good luck, Seeker. I shall await you in the chamber.
The world is not immaculate as yet, friend. Be wary. Be vigilant.
Stop for death, or it will stop for you. Oblige death now, for it obliges you. Tell me, traveler, do you wish to die? Death sends its finest carriage for you, yet you deign to step inside? An insult, yes, but unhappy guests are so unpleasant.
Poor man. It seems he was eaten by a beast.
Well, partially eaten, to be more precise.
Did you see that? A shadow just sprang to life.
Strange magic indeed. Perhaps we're nearing the White Witch's lair.
Ah, the Source Hunter. It is my greatest pleasure to announce to you that we Immaculates have captured the feared White Witch and quarantined her house of horrors. Yes, the greatest known threat to Rivellon has been neutralized, thanks in no small part to you, Source Hunter. Your activities in Sicil drove the snake to her den, and that's where we Immaculates sprang our trap. I am a proud Immaculate, sworn to use my summoner's expertise in service of the goddess's one way and the greater good. Ah, the High Counselor of Sicil. We mourned his tragic death. Yes, every Immaculate honors the memory of that noble man. Still, Source Hunter, I am sworn on my life to guard this quarantine. I serve a higher authority than yours, and will not waver in my duty. If you're certain, I suppose I can trust the word of one of your esteemed order. Go on then, Source Hunter, but please tell no Immaculate I let you pass, or it will be my life.
Woolgraf signals you to be cautious. There are enemies nearby.
I, son of chaos and eternal night, taught by the heavenly muse to venture down the darkest descent and up to reascend. Excuse us, we had something lodged in our windpipe. Oh, somehow we doubt that very much. Have you ever seen the Moth King's silver spoon? Nearly microscopic. No, Source Hunter. We do believe this life hasn't finished surprising you. Not in the least. It's quite a lovely sort of barrier, isn't it? Who doesn't enjoy a gentle, breezy motion against one's backside after all? Then again, we suspect it's been hoisted up by some not-so-savoury characters, and we happen to know just how to remove it. The only trouble is finding the right sort of clever, sort of intrepid sort of person to entrust such a secret to. Here's what we propose. We've a fresh batch of 3 brain teasers hot off our thinking caps. Perhaps, if you can answer them correctly, we might find you spirited enough to entrust with the barrier's deepest, darkest secrets. But it isn't all fun and games. We hardly offer second chances to the beriddled. If you give us a single false answer, we'll clam up like morning glories at midnight. So, do you have what it takes? This is better news than the Orc Queen misplacing her thumbscrew. But enough delays. Let us begin. Your first riddle begins thus. The ravenous brute tore down my chartreuse gown, ripped out my silken hair by its roots, wrenched my children from me, and fed me to the hogs. Who am I?
An ear of corn. All right, we'll do it your way.
Ha! We knew we weren't to be bested. There's no riddler among us like a fungus. You were a kindly dunce, but we're afraid our gills are sealed nonetheless. Are you addressing us? Oh, somehow we... I, son of chaos. Oh, somehow we... Are you addressing us? It's quite a lovely sort of barrier, isn't it? Then again, we suspect it's been hoisted up by some not-so-savoury characters. And here's what we propose. We've a fresh batch of 3 brain teasers hot off our thinking cap. But it isn't all fun. This is better news. The ravenous brute.
What? No! The answer is clearly a pumpkin. But you look so very alluring when you're agreeing with me.
All right.
Ha! We knew we weren't to be bested. Sorry.
anything, it ought to pay us for deigning to speak with it.
Well, we never. To be insulted in our...
Resistance to burning!
Fast. I needed that. I can see the white light.
Are you so desperate for company that you've... It's quite a... Then again, here's what... But it isn't all. This is the ravenous...
What? No! I'd hardly insist if I wasn't certain I had selected the right answer.
No. Well,
Bravo! Bravo! Bravissimo! An ear of corn indeed. Can you imagine a sheep in a chartreuse gown? A pumpkin with silken hair? The fantasies of a fool. Now, on to our second riddle. And this one's sure to stump you. I cannot lie, I cannot lay, but only lie. Who am I?
The answer is a politician. I'd hardly insist if I wasn't certain I'd selected the right answer.
All right.
Ha! We knew we weren't to be bested. Sorry.
Let's not be brash. We need whatever information this curious specimen can provide. What's a little gold? We can always get more. And why not appease this strange little creature if possible?
No. We'll do as...
Well...
What you get for trying?
My wish is your command. My sights for victory! I feel better already!
Into the fray once more.
Wolfram spotted something.
addressing us? It's quite a... Then again, here's what we... But it isn't all fun and games. This is the Raven... Bravo! I cannot... You've done it again! I'm thrilled. I'm amazed. I'm liable to present the very last riddle. This one will blow you out of your stockings. So hold on tight. I've a neck as long as twice the width of a toad's tail. As many eyes as half the number of seasons per annum. I'm known to cause hurricanes in the Far East merely by taking off 2 minutes too late. Who am I? Ooh, very good, very good. The last person who tried to solve that riddle puffed away in a small impish huff, mumbling about space-time. But not you. You stuck it out until the very end, you crafty little so-and-so. So, what would you like to know? One thing we know for certain. This barrier doesn't belong here. The wizard Maradino knew as much when he started poking around here. He developed a spell to remove it, but his fancy was caught elsewhere before he bothered to implement it. The spell dropped, and up we scooped it. Unfortunately, we aren't quite human enough to get it to work. But you've proven yourself just the right sort of clever, sort of intrepid sort of person we'd love to entrust such a secret to. We thought you'd never ask. What would you like to know? Some call her the Guardian of Lucula. And by our estimations, she's more than earned the title. She's a healing witch, concerned mostly with the safety of the living souls, animals and plants alike, of this forest. And she's been here since even before our great-great-great-great-grandmother, Francisca Toadstool the 44th, can recall. We've long lodged adjacent to her little cabin, and she used to greet us with a "How do you do?" every morning. We do hope she's not entangled in anything unsavory. What a shame it'd be if someone with a penchant for heavy-handed hoe-wielding moved in. Murder? That doesn't sound like her at all, no. Much more interested in patching things up than tearing them down, that one. Then again, it's hard to tell on what stalk a person truly stands until you've seen them at the end of their rope. Isn't that so? We suppose if someone held a sword to our caps, we'd fight them with every last spore we had. Somewhere in her cabin, as far as we know. The last we saw her, she and her apprentice Almina were rushing inside, whispering to one another. They seemed rather anxious. Perhaps they knew that those Immaculates were on their trail. A group of them followed some time after and erected the barrier around the cabin. We haven't seen the White Witch or Almina since. Oh, somehow we doubt that they...
Woolgraf spotted something.
It appears Maradino had some talent mixed in with all that hot air.
He certainly knew how to remove magical barriers, if nothing else.
The place seems to... Striking it rich!
Searched? I'd say ransacked is more apt.
Woolgraf spotted something.
A chest full of hidden valuables, is it? But it could be anywhere.
So we'll look everywhere. Did you expect to find it marked on your map?
A beautiful cave. But who knows to what dark purpose the witch might have turned it.
Keep your senses sharp for any sign of source.
Could the Immaculates have slaughtered so many beasts?
Woolgraf spotted something.
I don't doubt it. But the question is, why?
A beautiful view indeed. To think this sanctuary has been compromised by dark forces. Forces you can combat.
Did that puddle just address us?
Either that, or our judgment's been addled by mushroom spores.
Woolgraf spotted something.
That's more than enough snooping about for you, lost one.
Maybe now you can learn something useful, like how to wash your under things.
Glacial Frost! Set in stone!
Gods forgive this transgression. Darkness.
As good as a new penny. What's that gleam?
I've been struck by lightning!
Do you see the lake below? Please, come and speak to me there. I have so much to tell you.
Warcraft spotted something.
Who goes there? Show yourself and raise your sword in the goddess's name.
stage, though not half so bloody. Hunter. If this battle be my last, know I went out fighting in your name.
Crippling blow!
I'll defend you till my death rattle.
Breath of the dragon. see her. I'm trying to drive my Saurus with eel.
It's a terrible sight, isn't it, Source Hunter? The creatures of the earth, laid low so violently. Meet me at the lake, Source Hunter. Do not delay.
Fire cleanse this wicked place. Praise the goddess! Attack the heathen!
Precision stun!
veins?
Never-ending motion!
Sweet relief.
You call to Ulgraf. He awaits you.
I needed that. I feel better already.
Swordhunter! Oh, thank heaven you're here! Ikara, the witch, she's been taken! Immaculates, they're everywhere! Ikara, she's been kidnapped, taken, carried off by murderers! It's Leandra. That much I know for sure. She's been plotting her revenge for years now. I told Ikara, but she wouldn't believe it. And now look, the grotto's overrun with murderers. Ikara's been kidnapped, and gods know what else Leandra's planning. Haven't you had to look around? This place is infested with immaculates. They'd just as soon slit my throat as blow their noses. Yours too, you know. 2 reasons. 2 very terrible reasons. Don't you know? These immaculates aren't to Leandra alone. The conduit, my honey. Second, Leandra's had it out for Ikara for 2 long years. When she left here, she was a hate machine. Eyes blazing, steam coming from her nose, almost. Why, I lived among them both for years. Leandra and I never quite took to one another, but Ikara is my protector, my friend. Some years ago, a wizard came to join them here, Zandalor. He and Ikara fell in love, which drove Leandra batty. She stormed away and disappeared for 2 long years. As far as I know, she never said word one to her sister or Zandalor during all that time. Ikara! Oh, dear Ikara! Oh, she protected me when no one else would. She cared for any who asked. Dear, wonderful Ikara! I escaped to a grotto from Iberheim. Oh, a terrible place. Oh, I get the shivers just thinking about it. I begged her for asylum, and she agreed before I'd even finished my plea. Oh, dear, dear Ikara. Ah, thought of ice, torture, enslavement. A terrible place for all, but for an imp, there is no worse hell. Hundreds of my brothers toil there still, building the king's mazes and prisons. Oh, I'm the only one who managed a way out. Poor lost brothers. And that is just where they've taken her, Source Hunter. They've taken Ikara to that frigid abyss. Yippee! Will you go then? Will you find her? Oh, good! Oh, wonderful! To the lake, then, friend. The lake. It can be used for rift travel between this realm and that. That's where they took her. That's where you must go. You're telling me? Please, Source Hunter, you must find Ikara. If you claim to fight for order and good, there's no one else you'd sooner save.
Arthurius, what have we here? It seems you failed to sniff out one of the witch's little friends. Luckily for us, the fox knew better than to hide from the hound. That's immaculate business and none of yours. Though I'd think that, taking a peek at this sad little cave, you'd have guessed. A Source Hunter! Even worse than cauldron-stirring scum. Won't rest until you see the world rid of the essence of the divine, will you? You say you are no friend to the witch, yet like her you would dare to obstruct the conduit's purpose. Two rotten stalks upon the same plant, it seems, determined to spoil the roots. Might as well be the fifth dimension for all the good that information will do you. The mountains will sing and the rivers wail before the witch will be released. Will you now? Well, that is certainly news. You see, I believe Arthurius has gotten your scent. Isn't that right, boy? Yes. There's nothing he savors quite so much as the flesh of a cornered lost one. Arthurius, attack! For the attack!
too slowly to sustain me.
Arthurius, what have we here? You say you are no... That's immaculate business and none of yours. Might as well... Will you now? Arthurius?
These are my prey, Source Hunter. Tale in your blood. I think I'll go for the eyes this time.
By the morning mist, you've made it. Time is short, Source Hunter. You must come. I must tell you, the Guardian is here. Here in this strange plane. I am Almina. Friend to the White Witch. But we peaceful souls were attacked, chased, and she was dragged into this strange dimension. Part of Fairy, it must be. I came to find her, but it's too late. Cold, yet deathly fires blaze. You must come. It seems changed, corrupted. The elements in turmoil. This was once a place called Heiberheim, but something is happening here. I will reveal all. You must come, please, Source Hunter. The cultist who captured her, they had some kind of spell. It turned this very lake into a rift leading into this realm.
A stitch in time, eh, my friends? Into the fray once more. I've got my eyes on the prize. I've got my eyes on the prize.
Hot under the collar.
Baking like a cake.
Did someone leave an oven door open?
Did someone leave an oven door open?
The spell has worked. But how can we be sure we're not walking into an ambush?
We've made it this far. I doubt whatever lies beyond that rift can stop us now.
Quite the chill about this place, isn't there?
Come, think warm.
Come to me.
Sorcerer's blood. A well
setting down the wrong path,
and a
Source
mug
Hunter.
of glow.
The other way.
We're through with this mission.
First chatty puddles and now beseeching flames.
This Almina must be an elementalist.